Hello, and apologies that I can't be with you in person today. Commitments mean I'm appearing virtually and pre-recorded, so unable to answer any questions later either. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. By way of introduction, I am Ashley Brown and work for the Football Supporters Association, a body that represents football fans in England and Wales, although we also work with our colleagues across Europe and the world, all of whom care as much as we do about the great game of football. The FSA work across all areas of football with a specific remit to represent the interests of supporters. This not just covers what might happen on your average match day, the operations of football, if you like, but also taking a strategic view of football and its impact on fans. Whether it be engagement at a national level with leagues and governing bodies, or at club level through our many affiliate members, member groups, the FSA is always involved. Fans' view on how football governance should change have been around for decades, but it's only in recent years, or maybe months, that we felt that voice is actually listened to. Sad demise of English clubs like Bury and Macclesfield have hit the headlines. The financial collapse at clubs like Portsmouth and Bolton created headlines, but not significant change. There's plenty of other examples, but the two things that really focus the need to regain control of our game were Project Big Picture and the European Super League, both secret plots from the already wealthy English clubs to take more and, in the view of most fans, effectively destroy the game. The threat of the European Super League not only negatively impacted football in England but across the whole of Europe. The strength of football in England is its depth. So many love the game, not just for those few elite clubs, but for the many thousand more across the wonderful football pyramids of Europe. Those elite clubs showed their hand. They did not care for the smaller clubs, but they didn't understand enough about the people's game to gauge the reaction. Not only did they get a flat and vocal no from the majority of football fans, but noticeably from their own fans too. European Super League threat triggered something else. It forced the government's hand on its promised fan-led review of football. A couple of years earlier, the Conservative Party had been convinced to put this commitment in its manifesto, and we'd been pestering them for a while to announce its start. This was now brought forward. A chair was appointed, a panel was appointed, and in fact, our very own Football Supporters Association chief executive was added as a panel member. The FSA were instrumental throughout the fan-led review. Not only did we produce our own 226 pages of written evidence, along with 6 hours of verbal evidence, we also orchestrated a significant number of supporter group presentations from across the whole of the English and Welsh football pyramid. I think it's fair to say the panel were impressed. In fact, the chair's eventual report mirrored much of what we had requested and called out as a concern. I clearly have not got time to go through our detailed evidence today, although if you do happen to be interested, you can look at it on our website. But I will try to summarise at a very high level. Effectively, we want independent regulation of football in England. By that, we mean independent of the owners of the clubs whose own interests prevent decision-making that is in the best interest of the game. Further, we wish to put supporters at the centre of decision-making, both at club and national level, not necessarily handing over control to them, but by deploying effective multi-level engagement models, allowing healthy discussion and collaboration to take place. We are still on a journey with the fan-led review, but regardless of whether and or how the government legislates, we have seen significant movement from some of the clubs, leagues and the FA in the way they want to work with supporters. The FSA and our members will continue to lobby for better and more independent governance of the support more independent governance of football and remain hopeful of real change. Supporters are important, perhaps the most important voice in football, in fact in any team sport. They care not just about the present, but also the past and the future of their club, and as such have valuable input that, if managed correctly, can be informative, focused, tactical and strategic. Consult, collaborate and listen. Those 3 words would be our advice we give not just to clubs, but also to the supporters too. Thank you very much for your time. If you do have any follow-up questions or further interest in some of the subjects that I've talked about today, please feel free to contact me at the FSA. And I hope you enjoy and have a successful conference.